Hello, everybody. Carolina Prep Spring Tour is still continuing. The Western North Carolina swing of it this week in Sylva at Smoky Mountain High School. Coach JT Postell. Coach, you had a big year last year. I think it's 8-4. Really laying some great foundation here for your tenure here at Smoky Mountain. How's it going? And tell me how your spring's going.
Well, number one, we appreciate you coming here. Yeah, last year was a good year. That group seemed to just kind of put it together about the second half of the year, and like you said, kind of laid the foundation going into this season. But it's been a great off season. One thing here is we're really blessed is we have all of our football players in our first period weights class. So we've been working with those guys really since January, and spring's been really good, very productive for us. By no means do we have everything figured out. Still got a lot of questions going into summer and the fall, but everything's been good.
So you guys are with the new realignment, everything's shifting from the traditional 4 classes to the 8, and you guys are going to be situated in the 5A. Is there really any other than just the conference changes, anything that stands out with the shift to 5A, or is it kind of business as usual?
I think it's business as usual. I mean, nothing really changed for us. I mean, I know when that whole process was going on, you hear different stuff, you see different things, but ultimately nothing really changed. We did add Brevard into our conference, which was certainly a great addition for us, and that's a great program, and will add to the depth, I think, of our conference.
So you guys are graduating next week, so you're already in your dead period, which means you've already went through your spring development, your spring practices. Tell me how that went for you, and what your best takeaway from that was.
Well, spring was good. It was a good time for us to get out there, and we really don't spend a lot of time here, especially the winters and early spring, talking a lot about football. Our focus is in the weight room and trying to get as strong as possible. And some guys putting on some weight, maybe some guys having to lose a little bit of weight. So spring is good for us because it's something, it's different. It allows us to get on the field. We spend a lot of time on the fundamental side. We certainly do some installation, but it also gives us a time we're trying to build some depth, especially along the offensive line and defensive line. And but spring went really well for us. I thought the kids did a great job. Our coaches did a great job with it. And for now, we're just getting ready for summer.
So I know that you guys are in the 5A class, which means you are in the higher end of ADM's enrollments in the state.
Yep.
But nonetheless, you're still kind of from a small community up here in the Sylva community, and you mentioned building depth. Do you still have a large number of players that probably play other sports and stuff that you kind of have to share with other teams?
We do. We certainly have our share that, for us, play football, but are playing basketball, wrestling. We had several that played in baseball, and we support our guys doing all that stuff. Want them to do that stuff. Several running track as well. So, like I said, we try to support them in all avenues, and we have great coaches here throughout the building. And I think one thing we do here really well is we work together amongst each other, and just trying to do what's best for our athletes.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to shift the focus for a second. I'm going to kind of pan the camera around just to show these tremendous facilities. First, you said, I think you were telling me that there could be some plans here in the coming years to maybe get a new stadium around here.
Well, there's some talk to do some stadium upgrades. I know that's being discussed right now, and I don't know exactly the timetable on that or when that could happen, but I know there's some ideas being kicked around, and I think we have really good support here from the top down, and that's one thing that I think makes working here, living here very special.
Yeah, no kidding. This is just a tremendous stadium. Again, I'm going to kind of pan around just so the guys can see it. I mentioned to you, I've been to one game here, and it was a great environment.
Yeah.
It's also got to be pretty cool. And I'm just going to pan one more time, just to kind of look at the championship signs up here on the gym. You guys have a unique history coming from a consolidation of both Sylva Webster,
Yes.
then Sylva and Cullowhee High School. And to have the press box behind you with a guy named Babe Howell's name on this field, that's got to be pretty cool to be surrounded by a lot of history.
It is. It's something that, again, I think makes this place really special, and it's always good to hear from the guys who played back and played under Coach Howell. Have a lot of great stories, and always come by and they can share them with us. And there's a lot of knowledge those guys have gained from playing from him they can share with our current players as now.
Unique story. I was at a football coaching clinic up in Greensboro, the August clinic. I can't remember the year. It might have been 2009 or 10. I can't remember. And that was when he was still helping out with the Avery program.
Yeah.
And we were at a coach's barbecue, and I was sitting next to this older gentleman with a friend of mine, Coach Tom Paris. And we were introducing ourselves, and he said, "What's your name?" He said, "Babe Howell," and I was like, "Holy cow!" I couldn't believe I
Yeah.
was sitting next to a legend. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, we lost him like a year or two later. But that was just so cool to see Babe Howell. I mean, you can't on this tour here through Western North Carolina you can't go anywhere without hearing stories about him and his influence in the Western North Carolina.
Definitely still has that influence, and Coach Howe had so much success here, and I don't know if some people realize he had probably about as much success coaching baseball.
Yeah.
Also, he had, I mean, obviously did very well in football, but he was a really high level thought of baseball coach.
Yeah, and just kind of tied up, your dad also coached at Murphy and was a high level football coach in Western North Carolina as well.
He was, and I appreciate
Was
that.
his Terry?
Terry
Terry
Postell,
Postell.
yeah, he coached Murphy maybe for about 15 years as the head coach. Like I said, he started out though his first ever job as an assistant coach was here back when it was just Sylva High School.
Wow.
So it's pretty neat to see that, and certainly proud of what he's done.
Wow, absolutely. Well, Coach, I appreciate you talking some football with me and just kind of chatting about everything from your program and everything else today. Thanks for the hospitality, and
Yes,
it's
sir.
always good to see you.
It's good to see you, and thank you for everything you do.
Thanks, Coach.